content on this channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are, not a financial advisor, and nothing shared here should be considered financial advice, investment guidance, or a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. All trading involves risk, and you should always do your own research or consult with a licensed financial professional before making any trading or investment decisions. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Use the information here at your own risk.
Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Alright, so let's do the back testing for this week that is now passed. Alright, 1 September until the 5th of September. So let's just quickly use the replay tool. And let's remove 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, let's just do this. 5 days. Okay, great. So now what we need to do is we actually went back to the 1st of September, right? So actually the Asian time frame of the previous day. Alright, so let's get started here. I'm also looking at the news, obviously. So unfortunately there is a US bank holiday on the 1st of September. So what we will do is we will just not trade during the New York time frame, and we will only look for a trade during the London time frame. So let's do that. Here's the Asian session. We're gonna stop at 2 AM. There we go. Alright, we break out at the top immediately. And just have a look here on the daily time frame. Where are we right now? We are at a daily what? A daily and a 4-hourly resistance level, right? Let's take a look here. And just have a look and see where price is coming from, right? So if we just do this, so where is price coming from? Take a look at the dates at the bottom, right? Here at the bottom. 1st of August, price is coming up, going up, going up, and then starts going into a range, right? So what will the range do? We will respect the highs and the lows of it, just for the time being, obviously. This is the current range high. This is the current range low. Right? Until we obviously break out of it, right? So what we will do is just keep this in mind with our trades as we go along. Bounce up and down as long as it gets respected. Alright, so let's do this. We're going to look. We can't use this as the low because that low actually started like 3 candles inside the Asian session. So we're not going to use that as a low to look for a break below, right? Meaning we're not going to use that as a point of interest for a sell. We're just going to give it some time to form a new point of interest like it's trying to do right now. We have a fair value gap right there. Okay, let's wait for it. Okay, that's a new high there as well now. Now let's wait. Okay, broken close below this level. And now we are going to look for a sell move, right? Now, Asian high has already been broken. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, break a new 5-minute low or high, which we did now exactly that. Now we can take out our folk tool and we can plan our entries. From here we add 40 pips for 1 to 1.5. There we go. And our order block entry would be off that candle. I'm currently still experimenting on what I would like to do for my order block entries, but so far the last candle before the drop or going up basically is a good indication for these kinds of sells, for these kinds of trades. For the order block entries, I'm gonna aim 1 to 2 mostly, or I can just aim the current low, for instance, which is in any case 2 risk to reward, which is perfect, right? So let's just keep an eye on it. Okay, price is going lower, so we need to adjust our entry. There we go. Okay. Okay, we are tapping the 50% and we are dropping. So there's our entry mid here. Okay, price went up. Tap the order block entry as well. And then started going in our direction. If we add, let's make it 2 risk reward here. Then we would have hit our TP on the 2 risk reward one here. There we go. Let's just do that. We're still waiting for the 1 to 1.5 to work out. Let's give it time. And there's New York time frame. And if you thought take profit there as well. Perfect. Very good TP on that day. There's nothing difficult about it, because like I explained, where are we right now? We are at a daily resistance level. That's it. That's it. That's all we have to know. Right. And now we move on to the next day, because the news said we are on a US bank holiday. So now we just move on to Tuesday. Okay, there's the Asian session. Alright. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you guys, where are we right now on the daily time frame? We are currently still at the daily resistance, right? But let's just first quickly see. And we also tapped a weekly open gap. The weekly open gap, right? There we go. That's the weekly open gap. So we might get the reversal from here if London takes out the low. Then we can look for a... Let's do this. Right. Let's use that. We're waiting for a breakout on either direction, right? Also, this is our daily open gap, right? You see that blue line there? It's our daily open gap. Okay, cool. We break out of the Asian range. And now we're going to start looking for a buy. But just keep in mind, where are we right now? Because I did not do that during Tuesday. And let me show you what happens if you do not listen to the higher time frame direction, right? So clearly you can see on the 4 hour we are bearish on the 4 hour with a 4 hour fair value gap or inverted fair value gap right there. Let's give it some time. Okay. Tuesday's news is going to be at 10 AM New York time, right? So let's give it some time. It's only much later in New York time frame. Okay. Point of reference for the buy is right here at the moment. Okay, and now it's here. Wait, let's just quickly take a look. Yeah, here. There we go. There we go. Why? Because we have a fair value gap right there. As you can see now clearly. You see this in this fair value gap indicator shows me right where is a bearish fair value gap or a bullish fair value gap. Right? Very cool. So basically here we have breakout of the Asian session low. We break a new 500 high. We have our inverted fair value gap. We have a pullback. Well, we are looking for a pullback to the 50% fib, which is right here. Looking for a buy here. And we add 40 points. I'm not gonna guess where the 40 points is. I'm just gonna make sure that I add it. Alright, so if we take an order block entry of this trade, it's gonna be this whole candle and it's inside the 50% fib. So to be safe for a order block entry, I'm going to just take entry after 50%. Like that. And aim for 1 to 2 risk to reward, which is basically the TP of the 1.5 as well. Alright, so let's just give it some time. Okay, we're entering the 50%, there we go. Going up. Okay, we're entering after the order block entry as well. And we get stopped out. Alright, so that is a -1 and a -1. It is what it is. We move on. And just keep in mind we have news at 10 AM, so I'm going to stop looking for a trade at 9:30 and then wait for the news to be done first. Let's just give it some time. We have to move on to the New York time frame, which is 9 AM, since we hit the stop loss. Alright. Okay, here's the New York open. What are we looking for here? We're looking for a breakout of the low of the London session. Or the high. So now we just have to wait. Okay, nothing we can do about this. Right there, we actually have hit the low here. Barely. No, we didn't. All right. Let's just give it some time. Okay, and immediately we stop looking for any trades because we have news. Soon. There we go. There's the news. Okay. We don't do anything at this point in time. But also what we have a rule to stop looking for trades at 3 p.m. Big. Alright. Let's see what price does. And stop trading for that day because we're done. And that's it. So now let's move on to Wednesday. Okay, delete this. Stop. Alright. Also gonna delete this 4-hour label. Let's have a look and see where we are right now in price. We are still at this daily. We are very close to the daily support level. And as you can see, price tapped the daily resistance and went down. And we are bearish, as you can see here on the 4-hour time frame. Price tapped that 4-hour fair value gap and it sold off. Alright, let me show you. Yeah, there we go. So 4-hour fair value gap here. Price tapped that 4-hour fair value gap and started going down. Alright. So let's move forward. This is now Wednesday. Okay, we're waiting for a break above, which we actually get very close to there. Or break below. Right, let's zoom in. Right, here we go. We haven't taken the Asian high. That's a very unfortunately, but it is what it is. Okay, now we break out of the low. So we can use this as the point of reference for a buy. Let's take a look at the news, by the way, for Wednesday. Also news at 10 AM, right? So let's just keep that in mind. Break above this level, which means now that we can look for a buy. Price to come here and then go up, unless price take out the Asian high first and then we start looking for a sell. So let's just give it some time. This is exactly what price did. Alright, there's nothing we can do about it, right? So now we're going to look for a sell. Okay, price need to break close below that level because there's your fair value gap to be turned into an inverted fair value gap. Alright. Okay. That's our point of reference now there as well. Let's just wait for it. We closed below that level. Yes, we did. Yeah. Now we close below that level. As you can see, we now have an inverted fair value gap as well as a new fair value gap there as well. Very good entry model. Now we wait for 50% retracement. Okay, let's move. So we basically look for this entry here. At 40. And what is the order block entry? The order block entry is this big order block here, right? But I'm gonna take 50% of that, which is here. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Oh, that's cool. Right. That's 2. And this is 1.5. There we go. Alright. So let's just delete this Fib tool there. Alright. Alright, cool. We entered on the 50% and we entered off the order block entry. Now we wait. And price stopped us out. Alright, cool. So sometimes I wonder where on earth is price going to at this point. And then what I also need to realize is that we have higher time frame confluences still sitting here. You see, that's the 4-hour fair value gap. Right there. So we can have a look here. Price is tapping into this. It already tapped it here, right? So legitimately this was a good area to start looking for a sell in any case. And we got our entry model, right? So it is what it is. Price just stopped us out. There's nothing we can do about it, right? Taking a look on the daily, there's also price came into this inverted fair value gap. So there's nothing we can do about it. Price is coming from the top, going into, probably back into the daily support level, right? So like I said, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. So this is a loss. What we could look at is what is the 15-minute time frame doing, right? What's the 15-minute time frame doing? Is currently bullish, right? So we could look at it in this way, that price was respecting this fair value gap here that was created there. Price tapped it here and started going up. Price also respected these fair value gaps. Tapped it, started going up. Alright, food for thought. Other lower time frames can also be useful to see what happened to price. Why did it react this way that it did? So yeah, that's why I went down to the 15-minute time frame to show you guys what exactly happened there. So let's move on to the 9 AM mark. There we go. Oops. New York time frame. And as previously, we are going to stop at 9:30. Okay. What happened here? Right, so price fully reacted to this 4-hour fair value gap, went down. Let's have a look on the 15-minute time frame. Created a few fair value gaps here. Price went up, created a new fair value gap here as well, which could legitimately be used for price to go up as well, right? But let's just see what's gonna happen. Let's just see. Okay, where's the low of London? Is here. Right, so let's give it time. Alright, now we stop looking for trades because the news will be at 10 AM. Okay, I'm gonna move this line out to 10. Okay, as you can see, oh, there's the news, definitely. Broke out of the London high. So if we were to look for a sell, we're gonna wait for price to close below this level as a start. There's a new level of interest right there. Alright, also to move this level to 3 PM, we're just going to stop looking for trades at that time. So we're looking for a sell now. Why? Because we broke out of the London high and we're still tapping this 4-hour fair value gap. Alright. Let's give it time. We have a inverted fair value gap here as well as a fair value gap here, but we need to close below that level first. Or if price can go up and touch these highs again, then we have a new point of reference to look for another sell. Alright, now it goes below that level, right? And now we can look for what? Now we can look for a sell on this level. There's a 50% entry. Plus 40 equals that there. Okay, 1.5. Our order block entry is sizable to that candle right there, which is perfect. I think that's a perfect entry. So let's just work off that. Sometimes if the order block candle is too big, then we use our fib tool to catch at least half of that candle, but in this case it's not needed. It's perfect. And there's the 2-to-1 risk to reward as well. Right, let's move. Very unfortunate, but we all have to stop here. There's nothing we can do about this. Let's see what happens after this. You see, volume dies down. You see, this is the reason why I just stop at 3 p.m. New York time. There's nothing you can do about it. In any case, we are done for this day, so now we move on to the next day. Right, I'm moving on to Thursday. There we go. Let's delete this, get this out of the way. We have our daily open gap here. So this is our Asian low and high. Let's move forward. Okay, we broke out of the Asian low, right? Let's just quickly look at where we are right now on the daily support and resistance. We're in the middle. We're literally in the middle of everything, right? Oh, looks like we have a daily. Ah, there we go. There's a daily fair value gap right there, which also it shows that there's a possibility that price might go down because this is a bearish fair value gap that might get respected. So let's just see. There's nothing we can do about it. We still need to see what other time frames does. Just something extra. Take a look here what price did the previous day. It respected this 4-hour fair value gap that was created here, and price shot up. See? So let's just keep the 4-hour in mind as well. In this case now, that is still a valid for fair value gap that can be used. Actually, price reacted from this, went into this fair value gap right here, so that's when price now started going downwards. Okay, cool. In any case, price broke the Asian low. Now we're looking for a buy. There's our level of interest. Let's give it time. We haven't closed above it yet. Still not. Still not. Crazy. Alright, we broke below this level here, so we can actually use this level as reference. Yo, look at that. Okay, what's the news for Thursday? What do we have here? It's also in New York time frame, so let's just, or New York, close to New York open. Actually, that's basically, yeah, that's very close to New York open. Let's just give it some time. 8:15. 8:15. So we stop looking for trades at 7:45. Very unfortunate we didn't close above that line. Okay, now we did. And now we can do this. Probably 100 to 140. It's fine. 1.5. Order block trade is decent. And we're going to stick to this. Right. Here we go. Order block entry. Aim for 1 to 2. First reward. There we go. There we go. Cool. Perfect. Now we wait. There's our entry on the 50%. There's our entry on the order block. Our 2% actually profit got hit. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we entered both trades before this line. So both of those were legitimate trades. The news went up. The news went up and we made 2 to 1 risk to reward here. Here we go. 2. Right. Let me just go back to show you guys. So at this point in time here, price F entered both trades. See that? Okay. What's the candles now? Okay, the news starts at 8:15, which is on this line, right? Okay. Let's wait for it. Price going up. And immediately we hit our take profit on the 2 to 1 risk to reward trade. There we go. You see there? Unfortunately, after that, price stopped us out on the 1 to 1.5. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to write this as a -1. Alright. And now we have to move on to New York time frame. But there's a few things here inside New York we have to be aware of. 8:30 is fine, but this one here specifically, so 9:30. Let's move this line here to 9:30. We need to stop looking for a trade at that time. Okay, here we go. Right, so this is the London low, and this is the London high we're gonna look for, right? Okay, let's give it time. Okay, we just stop. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's wait. The news is at 10. Right, here we go. You see that? Okay, we don't take any entries until at least 10 or 15 minutes past the news. There we go. Cool. And now we can look for trades. So let's just give it some time. We did not close below that level. Oh, yes, we did. There we go. All right. So what now? Now we can look for a buy when price close above this level. Why? Because there's the bullish candle. This bullish candle, barely. Price went down, created a fair value gap, and went down. So we're waiting for price to close above here. Retest for buy. Also, we are looking for trades up until 3 p.m. max. Price did manage to close above that level, which means that we can look for this. Alright. Okay, cool. This plus 40, so it's 95, right? 94, so it's 134. Yeah, alright, cool. There we go. Where's the order block candle? Here. This is a very big order block candle, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a fib tool right there and enter off 50% of that, which is there. Right. And aim for 1 to 2, which is right there. Alright. Okay, we have entered both of them actually now. There we go. See that? And now we wait. Right. So the 2-to-1 roster reward trade has hit its take profit. We are still on Thursday, by the way. So, see that? Alright. And we are still inside this trade here. Now I need to give it some time to work out. And we are inside Asian session and we have hit our take profit. There we go. Cool. So instead of a -1, actually this is not, I am actually, yeah, this is a Thursday trade, but we hit the take profit inside Friday. Well, it's still Thursday. Right, so let's make it -1. Let's make it let's make it 0.5 here, right? Alright. So we are now literally on break even for this week. Break even. That's the best we can do. Alright. And now let's move on to Friday. Friday's news is 8:30. That's a big one. Non-farm employment change. Alright, so okay, let's move forward. Let's just move these away. Okay, there's our daily open gap right here. Okay, London, we already took out the Asian high there, but we can't make use of this level as reference for a sell because it's inside the Asian time frame. Alright. Okay, we are priced right now. We are at a 4-hour high, but we have a 4-hour fair value gap below us, right? But we are basically so close to this daily fair value gap right there. Sorry, this chart's a bit of a mess right here, but if we zoom in, there's a daily fair value gap. You see that? There we go. You see this? That's a daily fair value gap. Let's give it time. Right, we broke out of this. That's a new point of reference for a sell. Right there. There's a fair value gap. Price went up. We tapped this daily fair value gap. And we use this fair value gap as reference. We close below that fair value gap, so we have our inverted fair value gap now as well. Alright. We haven't closed below that level yet. You see there? We haven't. So we can't use this as an entry model. Alright. Let's move on. We actually tapped this high here now. Let's just give it some time. There's our fair value gap. So now we can move it to this level here. There's the daily fair value gap. But what are we also tapping right now? We are tapping a daily order block here, right? That's the last daily bullish candle before this move down. So we can use this as a point of reference also for a sell. Okay, let's move it here because we have a new fair value gap right here. There we go. Back to the weekly open gap. Okay, let's go up. Let's just follow that as the price goes on. There's nothing we can do about it. You see price is respecting the order flow. It's a trend. This is a trend. There's nothing we can do about it. Let's go on the 15-minute time frame. So what's happening here? Price is respecting the 15-minute order flow as well. So let's give it time. Oh right, we close below that level there, and we have our inverted fair value gaps right here. After we tap the weekly new week open gap as well as a daily order block right here. Alright. So what now? Now we look for... Alright, we broke the Asian session high. We have a break a new 5-minute high or low, which we did here. We have our inverted fair value gap. Now we need this 50% pullback to the fib. But please guys, just keep in mind, we need to stop 30 minutes before the news. 8:30 is the news. Where are we right now? We are here, right? Okay. So just be careful. This is still a legitimate trade because the news is only at 8:30, right? Okay, there's our 1.5. Where's our order block entry? Very nice order block trade here. We can enter off that candle and aim for 1 to 2 risk to reward. There we go. Very nice. Now we wait. Actually, trade interest is inside here, right? So before this line, let's give it time. Take a look at this. This candle opened and we entered both trades. Can you believe this, right? We entered both trades and we got stopped out. We actually showed that we got stopped out here. Insane. But this is like 30 minutes before the news. I do have a rule where it says we don't enter trades 30 minutes before the news, but this is on the line 30 minutes before the news. So the entry was still okay. It was still valid. But as you can see, we got stopped out and price just continued in that direction. Okay, 8 o'clock. Let's just see on the 1 minute time frame. Let's look for, yeah, you see, here's 8 AM. Where did we enter into the trades? Here's the entry. Here's the first entry. No, that was literally after the 8 AM. So in this case it was a rule broken. So unfortunately we have broken our rules just barely with this trade. So this should have been a no trade. It should have been, but it's not. So unfortunately it is what it is, and we will learn out of our mistakes, right? So this was an unfortunate one. I'm going to mark it here because we did take the trade. Cool. So let's look at our TP goals for this week. What happened? We actually got 2 for our risk reward. Okay, for the 2 risk reward trades we have 2 -1 -1. So that's now 0 back to 0, right? So now we have 4. Believe it or not, that was on Thursday. And we have -1. So we have 3 take profits. We have 3% in TPs if we took the 2%, the 2 risk reward trades. But with the 1.5% we were in minus. So overall, it's not a bad week. It could have been worse. But is this reason for concern that we need to change our way of trading? No, it's not. Not really. Also take a look at where price is currently. If we take a look at the daily time frame, we are back to the daily resistance level as well. It also tapped this area right there, which is also a daily resistance level from this side. So yeah, let's see what the next week brings. At the end of the day, like I said, this week could have been worse, but it's not. It's not that bad. Take a look at Thursday quickly. Let's go back to 5 minute. Just was something I want to check back. Yeah, this was Thursday, right? So the 2 risk to reward trade has its TP here with that London session, and it hit here as well. You see that? How beautiful is this? How beautiful is this? And it was well within our entry model. It was well within our reach. So yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. Let's just quickly take a look here. We broke this low. We could have used that as the high, but price just went lower and lower and actually broke this low here. It is what it is. So yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. We just keep on doing what we need to do, because I know this entry model and strategy is profitable long term. And this is only the first week of September. So yeah, let's see what the new week will bring us. Thank you so much for watching with me. Cheers.